Supervisor Conway.
On your agenda is organizational matters first. The first is item A, remote participation policy, which is attachment A in your agenda packet. Mr. Slayton is going to discuss that policy.
All right, this policy, as it says, allows members to participate under certain circumstances. Main one being medical reasons, you would think. There are other reasons. They're under number 4 on what you've been handed out. It says that if you use number 4 as your reason, you can only do that twice a year. It does not say that about others. So if you adopt this policy, you'll be enabling people to participate in their medical or other good cause for being unable to attend the meeting.
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Slayton?
I would just restate this to make sure I understand. So if a person is out ill for 4 months, that would not apply to 4, but because the ill, they can't come.
Correct. Yes,
Then
sir.
they can do remote.
Yes, sir.
I move we approve the remote participation policy presented.
If we can have a motion to adopt resolution 2627.
I move we adopt resolution
Thank
2627.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Jackson, roll call.
Supervisor A. Schrock.
Aye.
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane.
Aye.
Supervisor Conway.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have the election of chair. So we will open up the floor for nominations for chair for the current year for Board of Supervisors.
I nominate Belinda Estrada for chair.
Second.
Do we have any other nominations?
I move the nominations be closed.
Supervisor Conwell has moved they be closed. Mr. Brown has seconded those. Ms. Jackson, roll call.
Supervisor A. Schrock.
Aye.
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane.
No.
Chair Conway.
Chair H. Strout, we now turn the meeting over to you.
Name, please. Name tag.
Now we move to the election of a vice chair. I now open the nominations.
I'd like to nominate Mr. James Brown.
Second. As we move to second, that we elect, anybody gonna make a motion to close?
I move that the nominations be closed.
Second.
Then move to second, that we nominate Mr. James Brown for vice chair. All those in favor with a roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane.
No.
Chair Supervisor Conway. Chair A. Schrock.
Aye. Next on the agenda is meeting date and time. Greensville County Board of Supervisors meeting date, first Monday of each month, time 6 p.m. and closed sessions to begin at 5 p.m. at the Greensville County Government Building Boardroom, unless otherwise stated.
The only conflict on this is the first Monday in April of the holiday. We don't use that. Correct?
Yes, sir, provided that you all adopt the holiday calendar that's presented at the end of the week.
I move we approve the meeting date and times.
I'd like to say this, normally, if there's a holiday, that Labor Day, we always would do it the Tuesday after a holiday, the holiday has to fall out first Monday. Am I correct?
You are.
I second.
Has been moved to second that we approve meeting date and time. All those in favor of the roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane.
Aye.
Supervisor Conway.
Aye.
Chair Conway.
Hey,
Chair A. Schrock.
Aye. No problem, it's all new. At this time, if I can have everyone to please stand for our pledge of allegiance and invocation.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, thank you for guiding us here on tonight. We ask that you please guide our minds to do what is just and right for all citizens of Greensville County. All these blessings we ask in your name. Amen. At this time, can I get an approval for the agenda?
Chair Stroud, we do have 2 amendments that we're requesting for the agenda. Under new business, we would like to add item H, resolution 26-32, memorandum of understanding with Greensville Employee Department of Social Services, which you all should have a copy at your desk. And item I is for information only, is for requests for proposals for preliminary architectural study report for the Greensville County Courthouse and Greensville County Clerk's Office. Staff requests that you amend the agenda to include those items as presented.
I move we approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we approve agenda as amended. All those in favor with the roll call vote.
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conway. Chair Stroud.
Aye. Okay, at this time, can I get an approval of the consent agenda to include budgetary matters, minutes, and warrants?
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
I have a statement I'd like to make on this. We dealt with this for the last 19 times. We had the retreat. We dealt with that. So what I like to recommend tonight is this is we do have our administrative manual and our procedures. And I'm hoping as we go forward, we would use that to govern ourselves. You can't say retreat and then on a holiday when everybody goes something else, say it's something else. So I'm hoping that we'll be respected. And I think we've mentioned this enough too, as far as the retreat is concerned. You cannot call it retreat. You cannot call for a retreat. So if we go into the future, I'm sure, are you agree with that? We gave with the 3 meetings, so you can't say a retreat, but you can say a special meeting.
Mr. Gaines,
Yeah.
my answer to the same is always serve respectfully. If you have a duly convened special meeting, you're in a duly convened special meeting, and you can call it a brainstorming session, a planning session, strategy session.
Agree with you. That's like that.
Or retreat.
But that's like I said, but you don't call it a retreat, you call it a special meeting.
It is.
And if you want to say a retreat after you say special, then you can conduct it, you can do that.
I think we're in agreement.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
But also, when you call it, my thing would be this is, you should always state what's going to be discussed, because in this time, nothing was discussed.
All right.
We didn't get to that point, okay.
All right. Can I get a motion that we now go into public hearing? Oh, I'm sorry. All those in favor? Can you go back? It's been moved to second that we approve the consent agenda. All those in favor with the roll call?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane.
Aye.
Supervisor Conway. Chair Stroud.
Aye. At this time, can I get a motion to go into public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Has been moved to second that we go into public hearing. All those in favor with the roll call?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane.
Aye.
Supervisor Conway. Chair Stroud.
Aye. At this time, we will hear about SP-4-2025, the Maymac Tech Campus 1 LLC.
First, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas. Back in November, the Planning Commission met to hear the Maymac Tech Campus 1 LLC special use permit request to construct a data center upon the North Maymac property. The Planning Commission approved their request on a 6-0 vote that night. So tonight, I have representatives from the developer that are here to give you their presentation. Once they finish their presentation, Ms. Kate Jones of the Berkeley Group is here to give you the staff report. Do you have any questions of me before I turn it over to the applicant? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Colleen Gillis. I'm an attorney with Curata Partners, and I'm joined this evening by my clients, Nick Over and Ross Lipkinhouse. We're really excited to be here this evening about this exciting project and happy to answer any questions once it's over. So, right, there we go. So here's the project itself. So it's located within the Maymac, the Mid-Atlantic Advanced Manufacturing Center property, approximately 4 miles northeast of where we stand today. It's designed and located and approved by the Greensville board to have minimum impact on the surrounding area and to protect area neighborhoods. It's in a great location for this. It's zoned currently M1, an industrial zone, and it's located within the technology overlay district. It was exactly in this location that the board, about 2 years ago, passed the technology overlay district with an eye to putting data centers in precisely this location. The property itself has existing vegetation along the west side, along Otter Dam Road. We're going to maintain or replace that vegetation to increase the screening from the future campus here. And ultimately, and I'll show you in greater detail in a slide or two, but the project will include data center buildings, substations, access roads, stormwater management facilities, and other related utilities necessary for the development of this campus. So here's our conceptual site plan. What you can see here are approximately 12 data center buildings, approximately totaling about 5.3 million square feet of development. You can see how they've been thoughtfully arranged, not right on Otter Dam Road. And you can see that there's been existing vegetation throughout the campus that's been retained to really underscore that campus experience here. The data center itself is the height is capped at 80 feet for these buildings. And we anticipate phasing the development with approximately 2 buildings to be constructed and delivered every 2 to 3 years until full build out. And for this, to get this, to develop this project, we need a special use permit, which is why we're before you this evening. So to go back to that landscape berm along Otter Dam Road, what you can see here is about 150-foot wide landscape berm along Otter Dam Road to screen the site. And you can see that there are 2 entrances off of Otter Dam Road into the site. So we've consolidated all that traffic into 2 locations. And again, because it's data centers, not that much traffic, but we're consolidating it in that way because it will make for better seamless traffic. Stormwater management system will be provided throughout the campus and will be coordinated in an environmentally sensitive manner. The buildings themselves will look like this. This is our conceptual elevation. I drove down this evening from Northern Virginia. I will tell you that these buildings are some of the better looking data centers. Very attractive. You can see a diversity of materials, diversity of building heights. There's some articulation in the building, all of which gives it a much higher end look. Doesn't just look like a monotonous box. We're really proud of these elevations, and we think that they convey well for this campus. But perhaps the most important thing to you all as you consider this application are the fiscal and employment benefits. So approximate number of construction jobs to build this out, 1,500 construction jobs. And once the campus is delivered, or once each building is delivered, we anticipate approximately 50 to 60 employees per building. So good, high-paying, quality jobs for residents here in Greensville. And estimated annual fiscal impact for real estate and personal property taxes generated at full build-out between $95 million and $125 million. Now let me be clear, because Ross, my client, is going to jump out of his chair if I don't say this. This is based on assumptions, for other markets, other counties, and plugging those into this campus in this scenario. Ross can go into much more detail about that should you have questions about the fiscal benefit. Your planning commission asked lots and lots of questions, but all of that is to say that we are quite proud of this project. We hope that you will support it this evening, and we look forward to being continuing and long-term great neighbors here in Greensville. I'm happy to answer any questions.
The buildings be 1 story.
So 80 feet, so they will be 2-story internally. From the outside, you won't necessarily see the 2 stories, but up to 80 feet means roughly 2 stories for data center buildings.
That'll be all of them, all the buildings?
All the buildings are capped at 80 feet. I would say, I'm gonna look at Nick and Ross when I say this, it's difficult to get 3 stories within 80 feet. That cap is a maximum. If there's a need, a desire for those buildings to be shorter for an end user, they could be shorter, they could be 1 story, but we're planning on them all being 2-story buildings.
Yes, we are.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep, go ahead. Questions?
Good evening, supervisors. It's wonderful to be with you tonight. My name is Kate Jones, and I'm with Berkeley Group. And we've been working with the county reviewing this project as per your zoning regulations, your comprehensive plans. So if I could just get the other presentation up here. Should I just, there we go. I'll let the IT magic happen. Not that one. It'll say Board of Supervisors. Audit, no, we're good at it, yes. It should say BOS. Well, that's the other one. Actually, well, if you open the, Lynn, do you have the BOS downloaded? Is the BOS on the computer? It should be open. Okay. Let's see. This is not the right one, so do you mind if I just kind of go in here and look for it? There we go. No,
It's a different, it's a different.
that's the other project, but you know what, it's quite similar to the planning commission presentation, so I can go with this, it's very similar. So why don't I use this one? Okay, yeah. But yeah, this one's helpful, yeah. Okay, we'll go with this, quite similar to the planning commission presentation, as you will find. So as the applicant stated, and apologies, the wrong A is capitalized there, but this is the Maymac Tech Campus LLC data center. And the applicant is requesting a special use permit. And the location is indicated by the red star. I think you all are familiar with the location, but it is parcel record numbers 1653 and 1653A. So total of 2 parcels. And the request within the special use permit is to construct up to 12 data center buildings and associated electric and supporting infrastructure. As the applicant mentioned, the project includes 2 parcels, all currently zoned M1. You all are probably familiar with that district, the industrial district. And additionally, these parcels are also within the technology overlay district, which was passed last year, or actually it's 2024. The parcels are largely undeveloped, and meadow generally plowed, history of being used for agricultural production. There is some vegetative corridors on the site existing, and there are undeveloped parcels to the west, and those are really the location of the other proposed project, the Otter Dam Tank project, as well as over here where my cursor is these parcels are zoned A1. It is also the site of your county correction facility directly to the northwest up here. Excuse me, northeast. As far as, we'll go into a little bit about the site now. In front of you and in your packet, there was a site plan submitted with this application. It's a little bit hard to see on the screen, but if you follow my cursor, this is Otter Dam Road running generally north-south here. And then the proposed yellow are the construction of up to 12 data center buildings. Now, I also wanted to add that there is a significant amount of infrastructure, power infrastructure planned for the site. And so I wanted to just list those out so you all understood. 8 acres of roadways, 33 acres of substations, 15 acres of natural gas plant and natural gas storage, and then additionally backup power. So, and that is illustrated on the site plan here. As the applicant mentioned, each building is likely to be 2 stories with the total square footage, if you add all those buildings together, totaling about 5 million square feet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the number. When you add them all together, it's about 5.3 million square feet. Each building generally is estimated at this point to use about 200 to 330 watts per square foot, which converts to about, now this is a range and nothing is set in stone, but about, if you do that calculation, it's about 500 megawatts to 1,600 megawatts of electricity for the total site, meaning all of the buildings combined. For context, that electricity is similar to powering, 250,000 to 1 million homes. So that's for context. So you could think about the energy. I'm not making a judgment. It's just the calculation there. There are wetlands present on the site, as this, actually, I really like that. We have that example of the other. The site plan that the client showed also showed the wetlands a little more clearly. This one shows it as well. You can see the vegetative corridors here. About, let's see, 1 acre of wetland disturbance, which in the big picture is not a lot considering the size of the site. So the applicants, I think, in my opinion, and the county's opinion has done a good job at siting these buildings in a sensible way, limiting impacts that would exist. Largely, they are kept out of the vegetative corridors that exist through the site. Any questions on the site before we kind of move on to your regulations and your comprehensive plan? No? Okay. As you all are aware, your comprehensive plan does speak to data centers, specifically in Chapter 7 and economy. Data centers are a priority industry. And I think you'll see, the result of that in the creation of the TOD, Technology Overlay District, and the Mid-Atlantic Advanced Manufacturing Center, which was created as a prime location for industry such as data centers, and this used as an economic driver here. So it is well cited in this location. Additionally, future land use of the area is deemed industrial. Now your comprehensive plan, again, this is just kind of digging into the primary land use types. Industrial is located as a future land use for these parcels, and it is called out in your comp plan as well. Zoning, the project is located in your M1 district, but it is also present in your technology overlay district, created for the purpose of promoting the development of technology centers in areas where the county has existing or proposed infrastructure that could adequately support proposed uses. So again, you all envisioned this type of development in this location. So, staff review and comments. Staff generally finds that, with the applicant and the project is laid out according to the guidelines and regulations of the technology overlay district. Additionally, your zoning M1 district. There could be additional screening and landscaping that are required, and that decision will be made at the site plan submission. The applicant has agreed through the siting to limit the views into the site through landscaping and additional berming if required, but then also keeping existing vegetation where possible. Staff are of the opinion that the proposed siting design and the imposition of reasonable conditions will not, will limit and allow this project to not be detrimental to the community. So I would encourage you to review the conditions that are in your packet. And if you have any questions about those conditions, we can discuss them now. And again, through this presentation, this project is in compliance with your comprehensive plan and the TOD. So you do have the conditions in your packet. If you have any questions regarding those conditions, please let me know. If you haven't had a chance to go through them, we can go through them together. But generally, they have not changed since the Planning Commission saw them. Importantly, at the last Planning Commission meeting in November, the only tweak that was made to those conditions was in the last very condition that just said the applicant would need to break ground within 6 years of the approval of the SUP. And that doesn't mean it by any means it needs to be complete, it's just that they have to have broken ground and started the process. So this will be able to year phased project that will be roughly about 2 buildings per year as per the application. Any questions for me?
No questions, I just thank you all for a detailed report that we got, so, kind of cuts down all the questions.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Chair Astrop, no one has signed up for the public hearing.
Okay, can I get a motion that we return to regular session?
I make a motion, to return to regular session.
As we move to second, that we return to regular session. All those in favor with the roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conway.
Aye.
Chair Astrop.
Aye. Now actions resulting from the public hearing.
I'd like to make a motion to approve SG-4-2025.
We need to also make sure we approve it with the conditions as presented.
With the conditions.
I'm second.
As we move to second, that we approve the MEMAC Tech Campus One LLC with the stated conditions. All those in favor with the roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conway. Chair Astrop.
Aye. This is actually a great thing for our community. I hope that people will take the time to look at Southside Virginia Community College, who has an awesome data center class. People travel here from all over the country to train there. So I hope some of our residents will take advantage of that opportunity. All right, next we will have, can I get a motion that we go back into public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved that we return to public hearing. All those in favor, roll call vote.
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conway. Chair Astrop.
Aye. At this time, notice of intent to apply for funding with the Virginia Department of Rail and Public Transportation.
Yes, ma'am. Chair Astrop, in your agenda packet, you have attachment H, which is the public notice to apply for funding. Each year, we rely on funding from the Virginia Department of Rails and Public Transportation to assist in our regular ongoing operating expenses of our public transportation system. As you're aware, we're currently averaging over 1,000 riders per month. I think a lot of times the public does not necessarily see the amount of riders, but we're usually hitting about 1,000 riders per month. And we could not do that without the assistance of both federal and state funds that are funneled through the Virginia Department of Rail and Public Transportation. The county has very little cost associated with this by the time we receive both federal and state funds, as well as with the funding assistance for the city of Emporia's share as well. So part of this process, we have to have a notice of a public hearing each year. The application for DRPT is due at the beginning of February. So this is just a simple formality that we must go through each year. Do you all have any questions in regard to that? And no one has signed up for the public hearing for transportation funds.
I make a motion to go back to regular session.
Second.
As we move to second, then we return to regular session. All those in favor with the roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conway.
Aye.
Chair Astrop.
Aye. Action resulting from the public hearing, resolution 26-29.
I move to approve resolution 26-29.
Second.
And then move to second, that we approve resolution 26-29. All those in favor with the roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conway.
Aye.
Chair Astrop.
Aye. Moving on to items with appointment, proclamation of recognition of Katie Michelle Roach.
I'd like to read this now and ask Katie and her family to come up. We worked on this last summer and she had to go to college, so we had to catch her when she was back home for the holidays. Whereas Katie Michelle Roach is being honored for the outstanding accomplishment of earning the Girl Scout Gold Award, most prestigious award in Girl Scout achievement. Whereas the Gold Scout Award is earned by identifying the root cause of the community issue, creating a project plan that produces a sustainable impact, and demonstrating leadership through implementation of that plan. Gold Award projects require a minimum commitment of 80 hours. And whereas Katie's journey Girl Scouting began in first grade at the age of 6 as a daisy with Girl Scout Troop 5012. While in Troop 5012, Katie bridged to the Brownie level and then to the junior level, where she earned the Girl Scout Bronze Award. She later bridged to the cadet level when she earned the Girl Scout Silver Award and transferred to Troop 1205. As a member of Troop 1205, she bridged to the senior level and then to ambassador level, where she earned the Girl Scout Gold Award. Throughout her years as a Girl Scout, she's also earned numerous national proficiency badges. Whereas Katie completed her Gold Award project with the assistance of the Top Hand Foundation, Fort Greensville Recreation Association, and Dominion Energy. The project is designed to provide gently used sports equipment and apparel to children in the community who wish to participate in sports and needed these items. And whereas with Top Hand Foundation assisting in the collection, storage, and distribution of items, the Fort Greensville Recreation Association providing a collection site, and Dominion Energy donating a storage shed, the project is sustainable and is expected to benefit the youth of the community for years to come. Whereas Katie graduated from high school as a dual enrollment student at Quality Camp Community College, earning an associate degree as a member of the Beta Club and the National Honor Society, and earned varsity letters in softball and volleyball. She is attending James Madison University as the next step in her academic journey. Now therefore be it resolved that the Greensville County Board of Supervisors hereby extends congratulations to Katie Michelle Rhodes for earning the Girl Scout.
Y'all can come on up there. And I want to say congratulations as a past Girl Scout leader. That is not an easy feat. Congratulations. That was a lot of work.
Somebody take some pictures. Give somebody your phone. 30 seconds.
Ready, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Next, Ms. Renata Charlotte, Chief Executive Officer of Creighton District Area Agency on Aging.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me tonight, the opportunity to speak to you. I would like to provide a overview of our services that we serve in Greensville County. We open new programs, so I'd like to talk to you so you can help advocate for the older adults. Greensville County is home to almost 2,600 residents aged 60 years and older, representing 6.2% of the senior population across the Creighton district. Of those, 350 adults are living below the federal poverty, accounting for nearly 8% of Creighton district low-income seniors clients. These residents are often the most vulnerable, living on fixed incomes, managing chronic conditions at the greatest risk of institutionalization without support. Creighton's role is to intervene early, stabilize seniors in the community, and reduce costly downstream impacts on hospitals, nursing facilities, and public systems. One of the most critical services we provide in Greensville County is nutrition support. Last year, we delivered over 2,300 home-delivered meals to seniors, ensuring they had access to safe, nutritious food while allowing them to remain in their homes. We also provided 106 congregate meals supporting both nutrition and social connection for older adults who are able to attend community meal sites. These programs are proven to reduce hospitalization and delay nursing home placement. And the most important thing, combat isolation. Transportation remains an area of need. In Greensville County, we provided over 85 one-way transportation trips, primarily to medical appointments. While utilization is modest, the demand is real and limited capacity continues to be a barrier for seniors who no longer drive and lack of other options. We also provide in-home and supported services, which includes homemaker services. We have provided a number of hours to Greensville residents, assisting them with essential household tasks that, if left unmet, can quickly lead to unsafe living conditions. We also serve as the voice for some of the most vulnerable older adults through our long-term care ombudsman program. Last year, we handled many cases involving Greensville residents advocating for their rights and resolving concerns in nursing homes and assisted living facilities. In addition, we provided over 290 hours of socialization and recreation services, supporting mental health, cognitive engagement, and overall quality of life. Finally, we also provide emergency support for seniors that are in order to prevent evictions, utility shut-off, or hospitalization. In addition, we also have programs such as diabetes prevention program, nutrition counseling, senior Medicare patrol, legal aid. Last year, we, in response to growing and increasingly complex needs, we expanded services, and now we have available programs such as care coordination, which helps seniors and families navigate complex health and social systems, small repairs, building ramps, and overall coordinating their health. Chore program, which addresses basic home safety and maintenance needs, respite services and respite vouchers, and caregiver support group offering education, peer support, and emotional assistance. Prairie District Programs delivers cost-effective preventive services that reduces strain on emergency services and allow Greensville older adults to age safely and with dignity in their homes. We value our partnership and look forward to continuing to work together to meet growing needs of your aging population. Thank you, and I will be happy to answer any questions.
Is Royal Baptist Church still the site that you all go to for? What day is still on? Wednesday? Either Tuesday or Wednesday.
Not Wednesday, Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
At this time, Road Matters, Virginia Department of Transportation.
Good evening and happy new year, everyone. I just want to give a little brief update on some of the priority work that we've got coming up in the next 30 days, so you'll see us around. Again, we've had a presence out on Quarry Road and Rockbridge Road. We plan on continuing the pipe replacements that are going on out there and the ditching and shoulder pulling. So for the next 30 days, as long as we have the weather, we'll be out there performing that work. We also have some asphalt repairs on Fish and Brick Road that we want to get to, as long as the materials available. In addition to what we've got planned, we had a lot of work in December in between the two snow events that we had. I did a lot of patching, pothole patching work. We put some stone millings down on the shoulders on Miller's Ferry. Did some cross drains. The two storms that we had that we handled very well as they came up through Virginia, both Greensville and Sussex were hit much harder than Southampton and Isle of Wight, so the areas did a great job. One of the things we found during those events was our brine storage capacity at the Emporia area headquarters wasn't where we wanted it to be. So we're in the process of getting an additional storage tank at Emporia that'll put us just over 10,000 gallons of brine storage capacity there to help with future events. So we're really excited about that. And as soon as we can get through being prepped for weather, so we're looking at possibly the beginning of March, you may see a bigger presence on 58 through the county. We're going to start running cameras through all the pipes along there, prioritizing any issues that we have, like we've been doing in Southampton County, so that we can go back out and start working on those. So when we do those, in some of where the pipe and the entrances are located, there may be the need to do a lane closure. So you may get some comments or calls about lane closures. It's just to assist us and give us a safe zone to run the cameras through. If there's going to be any major impact or anything bigger than that, we'll communicate with Lynn, let him know so he can pass that on just in case anybody sees anything out there. But we will try and minimize that as much as we can. So that's kind of what we've got going on. The other thing we do at this time of the year for us is we're working on putting out bids for all of our summer and spring and summer contracts, so the mowing contract, patching contracts, some of those contracts that we're working on that are out for bid or getting ready to go out for bid. So it's a busy time for us now as we're kind of going through winter weather, getting ready and handling anything that comes on, but also prepping for spring and summer. So as soon as that weather changes, we don't miss a beat and can go right back out to that kind of work. So, is there any questions or issues that anybody's got? You can let me know. The system we have in place has been working well. The area's been handling a lot of work orders. So we're excited about what they've been doing. Some of the complaints that they've taken care of: Independence Church Road, James River Junction, Milestown Road, Diamond Grove, and Low Ground have been where the bulk of the work orders for the last 2 months have come in. And that kind of changes as the season goes, events happen. So, but if there's something we're missing, the 1-800-4 roads number, just so everyone knows, when anyone calls that number, that goes to the call center, typically in Salem, handles those calls. As soon as they get the information from the citizen that's calling about that, that immediately electronically gets delivered right to the area headquarters. So if you called this morning and said, I got a pothole on Camptown, by 10 o'clock, that area headquarters is getting the electronic copy of the work order, and then they put it into their plan. They're looking at it, and then they're putting it into their plan. If it's an immediate issue, they will try and go out today to take care of it or tomorrow. So it's a pretty good process that works. Doesn't get every single one, but we have a pretty good track record out here in Emporia, what we're doing. But don't give up faith if you hear something, to get something that hasn't been done. Just give us another call. When it calls back in, if you heard anything, it elevates it a little bit more. So when it goes to the area headquarters and it goes to the residency, it comes in as an elevated level. So it gives us a cause to act on it.
I just got one that being that I understand you're on Rockbridge Road, and one of my constituents called, and I seen the work that you all done, and stopped right there at the house at 4107, and water back up in the yard to the steps. It's drain pipes that crosses the road and drain pipes in front of the house that sucked up. So, appreciate it.
I'll look at that tomorrow and I'll call you.
Paul, I put that in y'all system today.
Okay.
Through the portal.
Here's what I have. Most of my stuff go back at least 2 years. I was told on Sunnyside that they were gonna go out there in the middle of the road. If you look, there's 2 big holes if you're heading on Sunnyside heading towards the Brickyard Road. I was told this about over 2 years ago that we would take care of the ditches on Blanks Lane that we put in the request for. Asked for a speed bump on the Blanks Lane. I asked for that also. This is about 18 months ago. We had a big storm came through and knocked down a whole bunch of trees and stuff over by the middle school. And I was told that part of it was responsibility of VDOT and the other responsibility was the landowner. So as of this date, I don't know what VDOT's supposed to be done, what the landowner's supposed to be done.
One thing I have is exit 4 is always follows. Exit 4 just rough. It was on the list to do that bridge work, and they said that was gonna take care of a lot of that with the bridge work, but I think the bridge work keeps getting pushed back and back and back.
Chair Astrop, if I may, while we're on exit 4 and VDOT, just wanted to say thank you to VDOT and a ton of other folks. I know this kind of rolls into water and sewer, but while you're here, just wanted to say thank you very much. And you all took my call late. It was after midnight on Sunday a couple of weeks ago. We had a major water issue, and I know you all sent a team here, and we appreciate you all sending those guys and the sheriff's office as well. That assisted us, as well as Mr. Pope, and of course, all of our water and sewer guys. I just want to say thank you for sending someone so quickly. We had to close off the exit lane as well as subsequently 1 lane of traffic. And several of our guys, including your guys, of course, worked overnight, and several of our guys in water and sewer. We even had 2 who worked a total of 24 hours to get it done. So again, I know it's water and sewer, but since VDOT played a hand, and I just want to say thank you all very much.
Thank you. Did that go in the minutes?
Go and play them the video back so they can see it first.
I want to thank you for coming to the meeting.
My pleasure.
We've not had a VDOT presence here in a while.
Yeah, we'll be back on track with that.
And we'll try not to overwhelm you with too much.
That's okay.
Please come back.
You will. Appreciate everything.
And it would be nice to have your name on the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's your name, son?
Paul Maddox, I'm the resident administrator.
We've had many conversations, telephone. This is the first time I've seen you in person. We've had lots of conversations.
I don't like to go out. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
so
Happy New Year.
And this time, citizens' comments. We have anyone signed up from the citizens?
Chair Astrop, we have 2 people signed up. The first one is Janine Bush, and just like we'll remind everybody of 3.
Sure. Now, the board's policies, each speaker gets 3 minutes to address the board. After 2 minutes, you'll be warned you have 1 left. After 3, you're asked to please cease and desist.
I have a question. We sign up together. It's possible to come together?
Come on.
Are you saying 3 minutes or 6 minutes?
I'm taking 3 apiece with it. Good afternoon, board. It's Terrence Washington. Finally, we got your back committee team out of 40 Greensville. I take that back. Man, we move so strong, we move outside of each other. Our mission is to empower youth to lead the next generation, and our motto is on the ground. Give you guys a flyer. This is our first men's empowerment, and we would like to invite you guys out. It's time for us to honor our men in our community as we honor our women. Our women's empowerment has become huge. Sometimes we got to look like for the people, so it's time for us to honor our men. This is going to be a black tie event. At this event, we're going to honor Sheriff Tim Jarrett as our first man of the year. All the work and dedication to his team have shown community and my team as long as we've been doing this. We're going to honor Pastor Richard Lewis as our activist of the year. All the work those guys go above and beyond. We're going to honor Pastor Gerald for our humanitarian of the year. again, those guys don't stay within their church, or their community, or their organization. Wherever those guys call, they go. We're gonna honor the memory of Mr. Scott Switzerland for the work. We're gonna honor his memory also at this event. Our tickets are gonna be $20. We're gonna do January 24th, 2 to 5 at the Golden Leaf. If you guys can't reach me, Dr. Wood has tickets also. Let you guys come out and support the man, not only of our community, also of Southside Virginia. We was invited by Sheriff Crawford to come out to Petersburg to attend those guys' Martin Luther King Day Parade, January the 19th. So the work that we're doing as a team in our community and our youth is really being seen outside of Emporia, Virginia. Like I said, any support you guys can give, we greatly appreciate it. Congratulations to the new chair. Happy holidays to you guys. With that being said, it's all I have. I'd like to introduce you guys to Miss Janine Walker. She's been here for 4 months, about 4 months. From New
Yesterday
York.
made 5.
From New York. And,
Welcome to the community.
Thank you.
since she's been here, we had the same mission, youth and community. Ms. Walker had opened her house. She had a whole toy drive at her house on Greensville here. She opened her doors to all the people, all the kids in the community. She feed the kids that need food in her community, not just her community, Virginia, not Virginia, outside of Greensville County, Emporia. So it's not just kids in this area, it's kids that's hungry, kids in need. We have teamed up, so when you see me, you want to see her. When you see her, you want to see me as a team for our youth and our community. Ms. Janine have a project that's coming up, and I'll let her explain to you guys. Working together on it, and it's a matter that I think not just the city or the county, it's people in general as a whole. So I'm gonna let her bring it before you guys. I want you guys to take a look at it. Examine your heart, because it's not just city or county. It's community.
Thank you. Once again, yes, thank you for having us. And I think some of you have a picture in front of you. Okay, I am gonna just read in memory of all Black men of Greensville County, Virginia, who served in the United States Armed Forces during World War I. We are working in collaboration with each other to have a community event honoring our fallen heroes. Not just Black, white, everybody. I don't discriminate. I'd like to honor everyone. This monument is historic, and our community event is going to be called Restoring a Historic Landmark in Emporia. We're looking to have this event on May 16th between the hours of 2 and 4. It's open to everyone, young and old, and we are here this evening to ask you all to participate, to spread the word, to assist in any way, because we'd like to restore this. As you can see, it is a little dilapidated and run down and does not look like a monument honoring our fallen heroes. So when you ride past this monument, it is on Halifax. And since I've been here, I've asked several people, do you know about this monument? Do you know about this? No one has a clue. I'm sure everyone here has driven down Halifax and you just right past it, don't even see it. We have the vision of making this something that's an eye catcher, something that says, wow, our heroes served here in the Greensville County. They fought for our freedom. So I know some people say it's city, it's county. No, they fought for all of us, city, county, state. So I'd like for all of us to come together to make this a memorable thing, having an unveiling in any way possible that you all can assist us. We would greatly appreciate it. I am the owner of the particular property at hand, but we're talking today just about restoring that monument. Has anyone here seen it? Has anyone ever driven down Halifax? My point exactly. So please, I beseech you all to drive down Halifax. It's right next to 609. There's a church across the street from it called El Shaddai Ministry. There's a house 2 doors down from it, 612 Halifax. Big empty lot with this little tiny monument honoring our heroes. So once again, help us to restore it, please. And let's make it memorable. We'd love to have an unveiling. We'd love to have a community picnic. We'd love to have some of our heroes, our veterans, our children. We want to collaborate and brainstorm and make it something great. Any questions? No?
Before we end, I would just like to say, ma'am, when you spoke, when we first came in, you said something powerful. You said the same thing I said. It's not where it's at. It's what they gave. This guy, I want to ask you personally, if you can, because you historic. If you can, we would love to have you come on board, look up on different things, get with us, guide us on different things within the community about where it is. Not just the board, we asking our people in general to come out and support this effort. All right.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, thank you.
There being no old business, new business, resolution 26-30, special election to fill vacancy in the office of the Commissioner of the Revenue.
Yes, ma'am, there needs to be an election this November. The Code of Virginia requires we petition for the court enters an order of scheduling that election. What you're asked to do is adopt a resolution which authorizes the county attorney to submit the petition and order to
I move to approve resolution 26-30.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we approve resolution 26-30. All those in favor with the roll call vote.
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell. Chair Ashcroft.
Aye. Moving on, deed of dedication.
This, Madam Chair, is a requirement of DDOT. Otter Dam Road, as you know, is being widened and improved in connection with the economic development opportunity in the county. There was a need to acquire a part of 3 parcels of land in front of Otter Dam. We have done that. All 3 have been deeded to the county. It's up to the board. The board, according to VDOT's requirements, is now about to certify the right of way. There's a twist on this one I just mentioned. Normally, we certify unencumbered right of way. This right of way is not unencumbered. There are 3 judgments against 1 parcel. Because the judgments are so small, under VDOT's policy, they will accept these 3 parcels into the highway system, even though there's 3 judgments against it. So the state's recommendation is that you adopt the resolution as presented.
I don't see a resolution number, so we are just, approving the deed.
I make the motion to approve the deed, dedication. Second.
Has been moved and second that we approve the deed of dedication. All those in favor with the roll call vote.
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell. Chair Ashcroft.
Aye.
We sort of ran these together. I apologize, but the next one is exactly what I just went over. The adopt this resolution authorizes the county to sign the deed, which certifies to VDOT that we have unencumbered right of way. Even though I've explained it's not really unencumbered.
I move to approve resolution 26-31.
Second.
Has been moved and approved, moved and second that we approve resolution 26-31. All those in favor with the roll call vote.
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell. Chair Ashcroft.
Aye. Greensville County Board of Supervisors, cost of living adjustments.
Yes, Chair Astrop. Every 4 years, the board has the ability to vote on a cost of living adjustment for the Board of Supervisors for yourselves. For the current year that we're in, staff received a 3% cost of living adjustment. We will turn it over to you all to determine what type of cost of living adjustment that you all would like to vote for yourselves. And this would be for a 4-year period is usually what it lasts. It was a different amount previously, but if you all want to go with what staff currently has, it would be 3%.
What was it before?
I have to go back and look. That's what was the same for 4 years. So it was 4 years ago, you all would have approved a adjustment then at that time. It was probably roughly anywhere between 2.5 to 3. I'm sorry. Dr. Wood said it was 5%. That was before, I think before we did away with the merit increases though.
I'm gonna say, why don't we keep it, do it 5%? Make a motion to do 5%.
Have a second? I say second because it's not necessarily gonna be us, it's an election. So it could be for the next people that come on. So it has been moved and second that we approve the Board of Supervisors cost of living adjustment at 5%.
Second.
All those in favor with the roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane.
Aye.
Supervisor Conway. Chair A. Strong.
Aye. Next, the observed holidays 2026.
Yes, attachment O in your agenda packet are the observed holidays of 2026. It's nothing really out of the ordinary, pretty much the same holidays that we have been granted in the past. Do you all have any questions in regards to the holiday calendar that's proposed?
Look at one thing.
I have a question. I've been a self-employed businessman for 50 years. I've never had the opportunity to be a part of anything like this. When you come to work over half the day, it's not a waste of time.
You all have that ability to give us the.
I mean, because you get up, you come to work, you get here at 8 and you leave at 12. Really, you know, and I've never been a person sitting around. So that would be my opinion. If you're gonna come for a half a day, and I don't think you get a whole lot accomplished with that. Y'all work here, so I don't know. Y'all tell me, but I can tell you all. But I think just coming for a half a day, and right at Thanksgiving, everybody trying to cook the dinners anyway, so I would like to see if you're gonna get a whole day or half a day. That's why.
I agree with that, but I think we follow the state.
Usually it's followed by the state. You all have the ability to change that if you all want to give staff the ability to be off the entire day on Wednesday, November 25th, as well as Thursday, December the 31st. And just want to remind you, so just fiscally, it does impact our budget because anyone who works, our water and sewer guys, if our public transportation, our collection sites, any of those folks that are working, we would have to give them holiday pay. So just wanted to remind you all that is financial implications for that. But I know if you all choose to move forward with staff, would probably greatly appreciate the additional time, but that's up to you all.
I would like to know what the financial implication would be before we move forward.
Okay, we can give you a rough estimate. It can't be anything definitive, but we can give you an estimate based on who would normally work during that time. So I'll get with Mr. Sanders for water and sewer. I will get with Ms. Green for the collection sites and Dr. Wood and make sure for the other folks and make sure we can give you all that. And you all can, if you all want to defer action until February, we can do that.
I move we defer this until February.
And just to be clear, you all want to look at the cost of closing the entire day on Wednesday, November the 25th, as well as Thursday, December the 31st.
Yeah. Okay. It's been moved and second that we defer observed holiday 2026 until our February meeting. All those in favor of the roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane.
Aye.
Supervisor Conway. Chair A. Strong.
Aye. We're going on to boards and commissions.
And just to clarify, we can go back for a minute since we have a holiday coming up before.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me step back. 2026 Greensville County Board of Supervisors monthly meetings attachment fee.
If I can go back just for a moment, Chair A. Sharp, just so you all are good with us to proceed as scheduled for our normal holiday on Monday, January the 19th.
Yes.
Just wanted to clarify that. All right, attachment O in your agenda packet is the proposed Greensville County Board of Supervisors monthly meeting schedule with the change that Mr. Supervisor Conwell noted as far as the April the 6th meeting, provided that you all approve that as a holiday next month. That would need to be adjusted to Tuesday, April the 7th. And then we already have the Labor Day holiday in September. We already have that adjusted to Tuesday, September the 8th. And then if you'll also note at the bottom that the Greensville County Board of Supervisors hereby fixes that the first business day after each day set for a regular meeting, to which regular meeting shall be continued upon the finding by the board that weather or other conditions are such that it is hazardous for members to attend the regular meeting. Such findings shall be communicated to the members and the press as promptly as possible. All hearings and other matters previously advertised shall be conducted at a continued meeting and no further advertisement is required. Just wanted to point that out in case we do have any inclement weather in the coming months.
Did we make a change in it? I thought it was that if we had a bad day on that Monday, the next day that we could actually come would be always that meeting day.
Yes.
Okay.
He was asking if we have bad weather on Monday, the next day would be the meeting day.
Well, you can set that, Mr. Kane, any way you want. I think historically, this board has always said the next business day. And it's very significant because if you do that and have that policy and you have public hearings, you don't have to re-advertise them, you don't have to do all that expense.
Well, that's the point.
So it's a big deal.
That's the point behind it. That the public would know that if we had skip Monday and the next available day would be on that Wednesday, they would know that we would have a meeting on that Wednesday and not put us in a bad position.
If the board takes this action, you should take care to specify when you want to meet. And if it is the next business day, that should be stated in what's on the county's webpage. Yes, sir, I agree.
I move we adopt the 2026 County Board of Supervisors monthly meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we approve 2026 Greensville County Board of Supervisors monthly meetings. All those in favor of the roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conway. Chair A. Strop.
Aye. Now, boards and commissions, the Mid-Atlantic Advanced Manufacturing Center Regional Industrial Facility Authority. And this is an at-large term for 2 years. Previously, we had, Mr. George B. Benny Ligon Jr., and his term expired on December the 31st.
I move that we approve the present appointee, George B. Bennett Lincoln Jr.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we approve George B. Benny Ligon Jr. for the Maymac Regional Industrial Facility Authority. All those in favor with the roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conway.
Aye.
Chair A. Strop.
I'd like to ask a question on this line too. I know there's some questions about county administrators. Can that position be added as well? Can we research that?
We can look into the bylaws and see how that plays into the process because each locality gets 2 votes. So I'm not sure we would be able to add an additional vote unless all localities will be given an additional vote. But we'll research it and get back to you.
I know Ms. Slade was concerned with the economic development side, so
Yes, sir.
we need to check into that.
Even if we get another body, even if they don't have a vote, I think that would be beneficial.
We'll double check because I still attend the meetings. I
You
just
can
can't.
fill in as a substitute. Yes, sir. So that will continue.
All right, Southside Community Criminal Justice Board is an at-large appointment, a term of 2 years. Currently, Sheriff William T. Jarrett is on this board, but his term expired as well on December 31st.
Second.
It's been moved to second that we reappoint Sheriff William T. Jarrett to the Southside Community Criminal Justice Board. All those in favor of the roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conway.
Aye.
Chair A. Strop.
Aye. Moving on to resolution 26-32, memorandum of understanding with Department of Social Services.
Yes, Chair A. Strop, in 2022, it's been a number of years ago, the Greensville Emporia Department of Social Services underwent a state review. As part of that review process, the state determined that the existing lease agreement between social services and the county did not meet the federal and state guidelines that are required. Therefore, they said a memorandum of understanding had to be executed. We began immediately working with the local Department of Social Services, the former director, or a few directors back at that time, the county attorney, Russell Slayton, myself, Ms. Green, Ms. Whitby, and several other members of the county staff, as well as city folks, as well as representatives from the state DSS to develop the required MOU. Mr. Slayton communicated numerous times to the folks at the state level throughout the process. He submitted a drafted MOU. However, due to staff turnover at the state level, no response was received for several months. We went back and forth a few more times with that. They had several more changes at the state level with DSS. And then after additional delays and following the hiring of Mr. Holly as Director of Social Services, thankfully we were able to regain momentum on this process. And after extensive coordination reviews and revisions spanning many months and collectively over several years, we're excited that we have finally been able to draft a MOU that fully satisfies the requirements as established by the State Department of Social Services. Before you tonight, you have Resolution 26-32, which is to adopt a resolution which authorizes the board chair or vice chair, either who may act alone, is authorized to sign the MOU, facility cost agreement between the county and Greensville and Florida Department of Social Services. Once the MOU is in a form which has been reviewed and approved by the interim county administrator and county attorney, Mr. Slayton has one other thing that we need to look at changing, but other than that, we should be able to move forward. This is something that we do need to do, or we strongly recommend that we do. If we fail to terminate the existing lease and adopt the new MOU, it could result in a loss of approximately $11,009,745.92 in state and federal funds. That is a combination. For example, if we did not move forward with this MOU, we would have to return $1.7 million back to DSS because they would remove those funds, as well as an additional $9 million for future fiscal years. Again, this was back when the building was first established several years ago, in which this was done. And as I mentioned, it's been through multiple folks at the state level. And again, I'm very thankful that Mr. Holly has come on board, and we've been able to work with this and work with his staff to get it finalized. And I'll bring him up to see if he has anything he'd like to add.
I see I have no time left. 3 minutes, my son. Yeah, Madam Chair, members of the board, Mr. Cypress. I echo everything he said. That was a great synopsis. I can't say any better. This latest audit started November of 2024. That is very long. And we've gone through everything possible, but this is the sticking point because the state is saying that they've been dealing with this for several years now. And as Mr. Cypher says, it is a significant financial impact to us. The first amount, 1.7 million, is what we would have to send out a check and send back to the state for the money they have reimbursed us for. And then the other amount of money is the amount of money we will lose during the period of time. And those resources, obviously, we don't want to give away. And I think one of my main jobs is to ensure that our resources remain where they belong, and that's right here. So we're finally at the end, and I'm so thankful that this audit will be closed with you all support.
$7 million given?
No, we figure it out. I mean, somebody will do something, I'm sure.
If I can add, you all will see parts of this on future agendas. Mr. Slayton is working with to determine there were 4 different agreements that were originally in place for this DSS building, as well as the establishment of a building owners organization. So all of that will have to be handled and taken care of. There may be an additional agreement that will have to be established with the city as far as to ensure that they're doing their share equally. And Mr. Slayton is working through that with us. The city is aware of this process. This will show up on our board's agenda more than likely in the next few weeks for the DSS board meeting. But we just need to get this process started. And as I mentioned, we're right at the finish line. There's 1 or 2 other small things, but we just needed to go ahead and get you all's approval for the chair or the vice chair with the adoption of this resolution to sign off on the MOU once the final draft is done. And that should be done the next couple of days.
Should have been. This has been a slow process. We on October, no offense to your department, but in October, we sent what, said this is the final draft. 2 days after we got it, we approved it. 2 months later, we got changes, and that's the way this thing proceeded. So we're now looking at those changes because they just come in. Our first glance at them, we don't think it's a problem, we don't think it's a showstopper, but that's how this matter progressed, a 2 month, 3 month thing. No, don't mean to point fingers, but take quite a long.
Yeah, absolutely. The state has had, they had an auditor we originally started with, apparently quit, and then we got a new auditor a few months back. So that's what Mr. Slade was talking. So a brand new auditor comes in and looks at something totally different than the previous one. And then they go back in and make changes again. So that's why it's been my really divine effort to say, let's just get it over with before something else changes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 26-32.
Second.
It's been moved to second that we approve resolution 26-32. All those in favor with the roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell. Chair A.
Aye. Last act of business is RFP for courthouse renovations.
Yes, Chair Astrop, this is just for informational purposes only. Staff would like to proceed with drafting a request for proposals for preliminary architectural study report for the Greensville County Courthouse and the Greensville County Clerk's Office. As you all have toured the courthouse a little over a year ago, when Dr. Woolridge was here, her and Mr. Johnson worked towards working with the energy study. That process took a significant amount of time. We had some meetings with Judge Saunders and Judge Tomko recently, who stressed that we need to look at a different route because it's taken a long time and we have not gotten a lot of results from that. So as we need to move forward, the next step would be to do a study to determine the feasibility of renovating the existing courthouse. As you're aware, there are several security concerns that need to be addressed in both the courthouse and the clerk's office, including a new secured entrance, as well as some connector wings, which have been previously proposed. So this will be to look at the feasibility, to look at having an architect and possibly engineers to determine the feasibility of updating the existing structure as well as a preliminary cost. So this again will be just for the RFP to start that process. And again, this is for informational purposes only. You all don't have to vote on anything tonight. Staff will, we've already started on the process of gathering all the information. We'll present it to you all and get your feedback. And then once we do that, we'll move forward with advertising the RFP.
Okay, there being no other business, can I get a motion that we adjourn?
Second.
As we move to second that we adjourn, all those in favor with the roll call vote?
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell. Chair A.
Aye. I guess I will turn it back over to Gary to start our Greensville County Water and Sewer Authority.
Yes, we would like to call the Monday, January 5th, Greensville County Water and Sewer Authority meeting to order. Ms. Jackson, if you can do a roll call vote, please.
Supervisor A. Supervisor Brown. Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell.
Next on the agenda, we have organizational matters. It'll be the same adoption of the remote participation policy. This policy will be the same as what was presented in the Greensville County Board of Supervisors, with the wording changing as far as to the Board of Supervisors. It will generally be referenced to the Board of Directors. So staff requests that, do you all have any questions in regards to remote participation policy?
I move we approve resolution WS-26-4.
Second.
As we move to second that we approve WS 26-4. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I'm so used to knowing water. All those in favor of the roll call vote?
Supervisor A. Supervisor Brown. Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell.
We'll move on to election of chair for the Greensville County Water and Sewer Authority. So we'll open the floor for nominations for election of chair.
I'd like to nominate Brian. Okay. Move the nomination to be closed.
Supervisor Conwell has made the motion and Supervisor Astrop has seconded. Ms. Jackson, roll call.
Supervisor A.
Aye.
Supervisor Brown.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane.
No.
Supervisor Conwell.
Chair Brown, I turn it over to you for election of vice chair.
Okay, next we have the election of Vice Chair.
I'm gonna nominate, Mr. Kane, Bill Kane.
More than that.
I nominate, Mr. Conwell.
Second.
Been moved and second. Roll call.
Supervisor A. Strop.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane.
Yeah.
Supervisor Conwell.
Aye.
Chair Brown.
Okay, next, can I get approval of the agenda?
Second.
Been moved and second. All in favor?
Supervisor A. Strop.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell.
Aye.
Chair Brown.
Aye. Next, can I get approval of the consent agenda, which means the minutes and warrants?
Second.
Been moved and second. All in favor?
Supervisor A. Strop.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell.
Aye.
Chair Brown.
Aye. Next, we have a public hearing.
I move we go on public hearing.
Second.
Been moved and second. All in favor?
Supervisor A. Strop. Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell.
Aye.
Chair Brown.
Aye.
Mr. Sanders, we're going to come and present about the public hearing in reference to the proposed water and sewer fees.
Okay, so I thought I was getting away tonight, it's okay. First of all, happy New Year to everyone, good evening to the board. Thank you for allowing me to come speak to you today. We're here, the public hearing is concerning our new water and sewer fees. We were looking at the cost of our fees and they had not increased for several years. In order to basically make it fiscally responsible, we looked at everything and asked for modest increases. We have gone through all the procedures. We've gone through the advertising. The board has actually set the schedule. We've advertised and given everybody the opportunity to come to speak today in order to have their opinion be heard. I do not believe.
We'll do that once you finish.
Okay. But what we're doing is essentially, this is setting out fees on such a schedule that we're still the lowest in this region, by far. But we're still just trying to make up some ground to where our administrative costs have increased, our labor costs have increased. So we're basically just trying to make sure that we somewhat cover the deficiency that we have in those amounts. If anyone has any questions.
I think the same question. Always going to get these increases. Have a large organization, like people on the district, so they always tell me, we can't afford to pay these extra fees. I started out with $10.80.
Well, the additional fees will only affect a limited amount of people. What we're looking at the fees will actually affect the deposits. So we were talking about when people either transfer over to new accounts. We're talking about the fees, but we actually have to send people out to close accounts and actually reopen. So at this point, and of course, we'll have to pay consideration. When we actually send someone out, our staff, our maintenance, and they're going out to either turn the meter on, turn the meter off, replace the meter. At present, what we have is that our fees will not even cover our costs. So it's actually costing us money. This is not a project of us wanting, of course, to gouge the public or either use them in such a way. We're basically a process, or we're victims of the economy. So we're trying to keep this as minimal as possible, but they're necessary at this point.
Questions?
I move we return to regular session.
Second.
Been moved and second. All in favor?
Supervisor A. Strop. Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell. Chair Brown.
Aye. Okay, read action from the public hearing.
Of course, we never want to raise rates, but in order for us to be physically, financially responsible, I think it's something that we have to do. So I move that we approve resolution 26-5.
Second.
Been moved and second, that we approve resolution 26-5. All in favor?
Supervisor A. Strop.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane.
Abstain.
Supervisor Conwell.
Aye.
Chair Brown.
Aye. Next, we have items with appointment. Old business, none, new business, direction of Greensville County Water and Sewer Authority cost of living adjustment.
Yes, Chair Brown, in the Board of Supervisors meeting, you all proposed a 5% increase. We would need you ought to vote on a percentage of increase for the Water and Sewer Board of Directors as well.
It only makes sense, 5 years, 5 years.
Let me ask this though, for the non-water and sewer, what was theirs?
Everyone should have gotten the same 3%.
Okay. Same 3?
Yes. All the employees got a 3% increase. The county employees would have received theirs on July 1st. The water and sewer employees would receive theirs on October the 1st.
I think we keep it all the same at 3.
You all voted for 5 in the first one.
So your motion to give it the same.
Yes.
Oh, well.
And it's an annual percentage increase.
Right, 5, we don't get that much, so 5 can't hurt that.
That's up to you all.
I like the motion.
Yes, it is an annual.
5%.
So it would be a 5% increase each year.
Second.
Second.
Been moved to second, all in favor? Roll call.
Supervisor A.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane.
Aye.
Supervisor Conwell. Chair Brown.
Okay, next we have the holiday 2026.
I'm moving to defer that as well.
Second.
Been moved to second, that we defer, all in favor?
Supervisor A. Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell. Chair Brown.
Okay, next we have the Greensville County Water and Sewer Authority.
In your agenda packet, attachment I is the same schedule that you saw for the Board of Supervisors. I wanted to add that we would need to make the change for the Easter holiday, provided that you all approve it at next month's meeting. That meeting will be moved to Tuesday, April the 7th. And again, as Mr. Kane talked about in the county meeting, as well as Mr. Slayton, if we had inclement weather on a Monday and we're able to have the meeting successfully on Wednesday, then we move the meeting to Wednesday, or if we were to have it on Tuesday, we would do it on that Tuesday.
I move we approve the 2026 Greensville County Water and Sewer Authority monthly meeting.
Been moved to second, all in favor? Roll call.
Supervisor A.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell. Chair Brown.
Next, can I get a motion that we adjourn?
Second.
Been moved to second, all in favor? Roll call.
Supervisor A.
Aye.
Supervisor Kane. Supervisor Conwell. Chair Brown.